Hello, my name is Frankie Puckett. I'm a teacher at Paintsville Elementary. I've been teaching the resource classroom for almost 21, 22 years now. And this particular grant is called Social Emotional Learning Project Inspirational Lap Quilts. The area of focus that I wanted to do with this particular grant was to work on real world math objectives, being able to add, subtract, fractions, also work on hand-eye coordination with cutting and placement of designs on a particular area and site. The other thing is being able to learn a little bit of kindness goes a long way. To have empathy and compassion for somebody else other than yourself. They may be having a bad day, but somebody else is probably having a worse day. And a smile or a little act of kindness goes a long way. Why did I choose this topic? Well, I just said that. Being kind to others and just smiling in general makes them have a better day. It might be the only smile that kid gets, or that grown up might be the only person that they've spoke to all day. So having compassion and empathy for others is a must. And learning real world skills that'll help later in life isn't bad either. The participants in this particular study is we tried to do the whole gamut from kindergarten through 8th grade, but we found that didn't quite work, so we did 3rd through 8th. So we had them come down and do a few things. I did attempt with a kindergartner, but she struggled, but we ended up finishing out her project as well to give to an elderly lady. And my students range from having a variety of disabilities. I have oppositional defiance, I have ADHD, autism, nonverbal, autistic, developmentally delayed, and they each had and enjoyed being able to design their own design for the blanket, or we did regular blankets, we did lap blankets, we did some like little placemats that they could hang up if they wanted to. If you notice, here are some pictures of them working on it. And this particular group is my older ones. And what they ended up doing, this is my 5th and 6th grade group. So what they did is, one of them, the first picture is the girls wanting to just color and not come up with a design on their own. The little boy there, he decided he wanted to come up with his own design to put on there, and that was fine. So we had it a little bit of both ways, and we tried to use inspirational items and quotes to give the recipient a little boost, maybe a little smile after they read it. Let me show you. So I'm going here you go back. This is one that the little boy did, and we did this with the sublimation. Oops, sorry. This way. So he designed this one. You can't feel it. It's actually sublimation on it. And he says shoots for the stars, but on his, he wanted to have them know that a chicken could go to the stars and be happy. And if the chicken could do it, then they could do it. And so we were excited. We are working on a couple of projects. I had one for a little boy was sick, and we contacted his mom, and they said that he liked dinosaurs. So we actually made him a pillowcase, and it just says "Hear Me Roar" with different different dinosaurs, not animals, different dinosaurs on it with his name. And we heard back from her today, and she said that it brightened his day. He really likes it, and he's been carrying it around since we gave it out the other day. This other blanket, the purple one, is words of encouragement. So we were working on that. We're not quite finished. So I went ahead and put a copy of what our plan is. As far as using the silhouette and vinyl, it takes forever to weed it out. And we have probably about 70 words that we're trying to weed out and to add onto the blanket. Once we're done, we will get it sent to who we want to send that one to. Like I said, here are a couple of ones. This is the one I just showed you, and this is another one. They actually, the pink one, as you can tell, they colored a sheet there, and then it ended up going on the blanket like this one. So, and you can't feel it, so it's easy, it'll be soft for them to sleep with. And it's just a regular size blanket. I think it's 50 by 60. This is the fleece blankets that we had. And then we also did like a little lap blanket and the same thing. So we have it on there as well. We tried to do statements that were simple and easy for the kids to color because time is of essence too, because we're down to crunch time here at the end of the year. But they did get to choose. We printed out several and they chose the one that they wanted to add to their own blanket. Again, here is the one blanket I just showed you, the lap blanket, and then the placemat that we're going to use as a wall hanging for them. We might be able to turn some into like a flag so they can put it outside their door as well. And here we have them working with the vinyl, and this is my little kindergartner. She struggled, but she got it. She ended up bending a few of my what do you call those things? Pickers, I don't know. So that way, when this one, so that way she's been a few of these. I had to go buy a few more, but she had a good time, and we're going to finish out hers here in the next few days. We did post and pre and post test on measurement on, you know, what size that they needed to do, what would fit in that area, what size did they want to shrink it down to as far as inches of measurements. So pre-test, it was 6 out of 10. Post-test was 8 out of 10. But we're still working on it. Fractions kind of give them a little bit of headache when we get down into the quarter inches and things like that. But for the most part, they did really well. And they said that being able to do something for somebody else makes them feel good about themselves, which they had never thought about before. They never thought that a simple task like this, coloring, drawing, and putting it on a blanket could make somebody's whole day or even a whole week. So they were excited. We hope to continue this as far as next year as well, as we want to try to get some parent volunteers to donate some items so we can continue with the nursing home. And we're going to do some baby ones also this coming before the end of the year. So we're going to do summer school, so we're going to incorporate it as part of our summer school program as well. Like I said, my final plan was just to get the kids into learning about fractions and measurements in a real world setting and being able to design and something from their own or use something that's already out there and to make it their own and then be able to give it to someone else to brighten their day. I think empathy and compassion is important, and I think that the kids overall have done really well. All of the grants I've gotten this year has been centered around that, around being a good team player, having good sportsmanship, having empathy and compassion for somebody else other than yourself or your family. You know, there's always somebody out there that's had a bad day. You might be having a bad day, but somebody else is probably having just as bad or worse than you. And some of them don't show it as well as the others. So, and if we can make them feel a little better, then why not? You know, it's a little bit out of my time, a little bit out of the kids' time, but once that they figure it out, it'll be a life skill that they might use later. Might get some volunteers across the board at different places. So that's our ultimate goal, is just to have self-sufficient, empathetic, or students that have empathy and compassion towards others at school, at home, and as they get out in the workforce. If you have any questions, please let me know. I don't care a bit to answer them. You can email me or call me. They're pretty good about putting my phone calls through. I appreciate it. Thank you.